Hi, good morning. Happy day 4. Just realizing I should probably try and prop this up, but maybe it's okay, right? I'm taking you guys with me to my backyard, and I really wanted to talk today about, I'm sweaty. I did a workout today actually. I didn't do yoga because I know I will be having some active rest days the next 2 days because I'll probably just be walking and doing some quick body weight exercises or yoga in my Airbnb where I'll be staying in Boston. I know we got about a 1 mile walk from between where we're staying. I'm staying with some friends and the location for the conference that I'm going to. I'm going to a retreat, a fitness business retreat with my coach, Jill Coleman, and I'm really pumped about it. This is a super last minute trip. I booked it less than a week ago, so I'm happy that I can get to go, but just adding a little bit of extra busyness to my life. So today, day 4, on your schedule though, I put on active recovery, and I know some of you have already had an active recovery day yesterday or even the second day because you needed it or because of life, and that's awesome. I want you to really embrace that, and I love that you're starting to tune into yourself like yesterday, right? Like we're focusing on do you, put it through the filter of you, the sieve of you, and figure out how you can make it work long term. Because I'm here as a coach for you during these 10 days, and for some of you ladies I work with more intensely with the Magic Makers movement, I'm here for you as your coach to help you and to guide you. But ultimately we all have to figure out how to do these things on our own and make it work day to day, and figure out those strategies to stay consistent even when we don't have someone there right by our side saying do this, do this, do this. And I find that with my business growth, as you know, comparing that to my fitness journey or to your journey on getting more consistent, it's the same thing. My coach Jill isn't there by my side every single second saying do this with your Facebook ad or do that to get more traction or put this in your post for your Instagram or Facebook, whatever. I have to figure it out on the day-to-day, right? She guides me, she encourages me, she gives me an example to go by, all those things, which is awesome, and I really value that and her accountability. But ultimately, right, it comes down to us figuring out day to day. So the more we can start to tune into trusting our guts and, you know, using that framework that I'm providing for you, but then you figuring out how to make it work in your day-to-day life and navigating, troubleshooting, the more successful you're going to be long term. So I'm really proud of you guys who are doing that, and just want to encourage you to keep doing that. So it's my little like motivational speech for today. Okay, I gotta get my recovery shaken. So that's part of what I want to talk about today is post-workout nutrition. Hey Lene, nice to see you popping on. And I think somebody else is on, I can't see. But I can't see you guys also, by the way. It just says your name when you pop up. So what I'm drinking right now is a late breakfast. So I didn't eat anything before dropping off Oli at school. I made a double batch of my protein shake. Hey guys. And he had his before we went to school. We biked to school and dropped him off, and then I biked back. And I had mine waiting for me after my workout. So I snuck in a workout, as I was saying in the beginning, because I know I'll be traveling and not able to use weights over the next 3 days. And so I really wanted to get a workout and was feeling okay. So I did it. So again, you know, listen to your body, don't sell yourself short. So if you're really feeling like you can push yourself today and have the energy and want to use weights, use one of the workouts with weights. You don't have to do the yoga. But I will talk about the importance of recovery in a second. I want to just tell you what I have in here. So my shake, our shake, because I gave it for Oli, it's breakfast as well, because who's not a busy mom in the morning and does not like making breakfast? I mean, it's just hard to get a hot breakfast in my kid in the morning because it just takes more time. So the shake is my go-to for making sure he gets a well-balanced breakfast and he gets some vegetables in. So this is my secret for getting some vegetables in my son for breakfast. Sometimes he'll have some sliced veggies like bell peppers or cucumber, but this is a nice way to get a little extra greens in. So I started with a base of almond milk, unsweetened. So I always use unsweetened nut milks or just water with like a spoonful of coconut cream. So if you get the cans of full fat coconut and you chill it and you scrape off the top of it, that's the coconut cream, and it's delightful. I usually have that also as a treat with some berries and a little bit of cinnamon on it or a tiny bit of honey, and that's a really nice healthier dessert option. but I use usually a scoop of that coconut cream, or just unsweetened almond milk. That's our base, and then about like 16 ounces of liquid for making it a double batch. But it's really like a third for him and 2/3 for me. And then I do a scoop of Vega vanilla protein and greens, because he wanted cherry today, so I did that. And then I did a scoop of collagen peptides, and that's a whole other topic. So I'll link you guys to some information about protein powders on a webinar I did last year, so that you guys can have that information. I don't share that publicly. I usually just share that with my kind of my inner circle, but I'm going to link that for you guys so you can reference all my information about protein powders. And then what else I put in there? A big handful of greens, like spinach, baby spinach, and then I did some frozen chopped up raw zucchini. So again, about a handful of that, half a banana, and then probably about 2/3 of a cup, a big handful of frozen cherries. He went kind of nuts with that and put a little extra in. And that's it. That's what we put in our smoothies. And sometimes we'll do like a chocolate one. Hey, Steph. Nice to see so many of you guys jumping on. Happy Thursday. I had to forget what day it is because we're all messed up with holidays and I'm traveling. So some days we'll do different flavors, obviously, but that was what we did today. And so a couple of things. I want to, of course, have you guys put any questions you have in the comments. I love the likes, the little thumbs ups you guys are giving me, and the comments. I love it. Hi. Love it when you guys interact on the Facebook Lives, because sometimes it's just kind of weird to sit here talking to myself on the screen. So it makes it feel like I'm really connecting with people when you guys interact and post comments or funny little things that you say. So I wanted to cover just quickly, and then also reference you guys, because I gotta go take a quick shower and get in the Uber to get to O'Hare for my flight. But I wanted to just talk a little bit about recovery and rest and the importance of that, because my philosophy, as I mentioned in the email I sent out last night, work hard, rest well. So getting strategic with exercise, just enough, not too much, and pushing the intensity when making it count when we do exercise. The magic to that, though, is in the rest, so that we compensate. We compensate for that stress, we account for it, and we factor in enough recovery and rest. And what those kinds of things are like the quick yoga flow I sent out. It's making sure you get enough sleep at night. So that's why I've mentioned a couple of the new moms in the group. Like, if you can't exercise, like you're like 10 weeks, you have a 10-week old newborn, taking a nap can be your workout. I was just talking to my mom this morning who's been super sleep deprived, and she's like, I fell asleep at 7:30. I didn't get my workout in last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so much more important for you, because she'd been super lacking in sleep for the last 3 weeks because they've been traveling to Poland. So it's like, like sometimes sleep is number one. So recovery, if you're really stressed, if you are really ragged and have been sleep deprived with the newborn baby, please understand that. Of course, move as much as you can, but if you miss the workout, your nap can be the workout sometimes. So sleep is key, and naps are awesome. And then having in enough kind of fun things, like relaxing things. I think like the light's changing here a little bit. So that you incorporating activities that you love, that you just feel, that help you feel good. Maybe it's playing with your kids, maybe it's meeting up with a mom and going for a walk. Those things that really kind of lighten your spirit and help you have fun and enjoyment in your life, and not just like feeling like you're always just doing to-do lists and work. And then of course nutrition is key for recovery. And I feel like the light's gotten weird. So nutrition is key. And again, I'm going to share the protein powder webinar that I did about a year ago with you guys, so that you can dive more into that, as well as during the last challenge, a pre and post workout training, all about like what to have before and what to have after your workouts. That I think a few of you are on that live as well and had some questions for me, and I answered those. And for me, I don't always do my workouts fasted in the morning, but if it feels good for me, I find that to just be easier, because then I get my recovery and one of my meals in one, and that's just like saves me time, not only with not having to prepare more food, but it also just makes me helps me prevent me from helps me overeat, like, because if you're doing your 3 meals, for example, and then you're also trying to get it in post workout, and maybe say you're trying to have like your calories be on par with what you're expending in terms of activity, or to be slightly in a caloric deficit for fat loss, then it's really hard to maybe achieve that all the time if you're doing your full meals plus a snack after your workout. So that's just me. But I'd love to hear more about any questions you have specifically about about nutrition. Reading Stephanie's Steph wrote, yeah, I love that we were on the same page with that stuff. I really appreciate how you focus in and remind us all of the value of rest. I love that about you. I love that about you too, Steph. So thank you. Yeah, it's really, that rest is where the magic happens. So it's a balance, right? Because I think that just pay attention to where you tend to gravitate. Some of us will always be thinking of rest as the reward and tend to be more like default into not doing exercise, and that's kind of where you go. And so maybe you need more of that push to really stay consistent and not sell yourself short. So there's that spectrum, I think, where that you're like, I have to encourage you maybe to not sell yourself short and to really get your workout in. And then there's those that overdo it and you need to pull back, and those are the people who really need to focus maybe more on rest. So just take an inventory of yourself. If you tend to be the person who's always making excuses and would rather sit on the couch and, you know, maybe be less active but not really resting your mind and your soul, you know, but just like zoning out on Netflix, totally guilty of that, and like quote physically resting but maybe not mentally resting as much, maybe it's important to shift and push yourself, not sell yourself short. So really try and be consistent with exercise, and also think about how you are resting and really make it truly mentally restful, where there are activities that are rejuvenating rather than just zoning out. Does that make sense? And then for those of you who tend to overdo it, that was me. That was definitely me. Like, I never felt like I was doing enough. I had to really focus on, and with the help of Stephanie Kleinberg, my health coach a few years, like 3 years ago now, Steph, right? She really helped me just really value rest and also really look into where I was putting my self-worth. For me, I was putting a lot of my self-worth in how much I was doing with both my work and my exercise. Like, I was always feeling like I had to be exercising or working to show my self-worth. And so if that's you, then just, you know, tune into it and start to break down those stories you're telling yourself. So those are kind of the cliff notes about rest. And there's something else I wanted to make sure to mention to you guys. Oh, it can be really tempting during these challenges to really blow off the active recovery days. So if you have been doing like 3 days of workouts and today is good for you, you didn't do active recovery yesterday, and you're like planning to do the yoga, and then later in the day you're like, it's not really like that important. Trust me, it's not necessarily the yoga. You don't have to do my video by any means, but I really encourage you to not blow it off, to still do something for those 10 minutes that is very intentional. So do some kind of intentional movement for at least 10 minutes today, you guys, even if you're really tempted to just like be like, I'll just work out tomorrow, or I'll double it tomorrow. What we're working on this challenge is keeping that, what I call that placeholder in your schedule, in your calendar, and being really fierce about having loving boundaries with your other things, though, so that you maintain that and you really practice on just keeping that placeholder and not pushing aside and saying it's not, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's active recovery. I can make up for that later. And so I just really encourage you to do something very intentional for those 10 minutes today. Either make sure you get in that walk, and that could be your thing, or it could be like stretching, like Jennifer, you did that yesterday, like while you're watching your favorite show, right? Like, you find those 3 positives, and to still make something very intentional happen today for at least 10 minutes. Keep that placeholder. All right, you guys? Okay, I'm off to go take a quick shower, finish packing, because I'm such a procrastinator, and get on my flight to Boston. So if anyone I don't think anyone's from the Boston area in the group that's at least been participating. So I was gonna say, like, try and connect with you guys. And my coach Jill is having a happy hour tomorrow. She's not paying for everything, but she's organizing it. So if anyone's in the area, come hang out with me at the happy hour. It's open to the public. Okay, love you guys, and I will talk to you at some point this weekend. Again, like I said, it's going to be kind of here and there, whenever I can kind of like jump on and just come say hi and check in with people and answer any questions that have been coming up, and kind of share what I've been doing for movement while I've been traveling, just to show that side of how things work for me. Just a second, what did you say, Steph? Great point. I love your call to get honest with ourselves. Have fun. Oh, thank you. Yep, so just pay attention. I feel like, it's a spectrum with a lot of things. Some people tend to gear themselves more to like, not laziness, but kind of the couch potato mode, and some tend to overdo it. And so just pay attention to where you are on that spectrum and build in the accountability or the support that you need to balance that a bit. So maybe if you're couch potato more attending, maybe you have somebody that's really on you to be like, nope, you said you're gonna do this, let's do this. And if you're more of an overdoer, really have somebody that values rest telling you like, okay, make sure that you incorporate recovery, make sure that you incorporate good sleep habits, all those things to help really balance it out. Okay guys, shoot me any questions and have a wonderful Thursday. Tell me what you think of the yoga. Bye.